o'clock in the morning, he said, leave this country immediately. I got up in the morning and I told one lady, he said, we've got to leave immediately. She said, we have zero money. It took $368 to get out of that country for my wife, myself, and my 2 children that were real small at that time. And believe it or not, we're here today. Because on Saturday morning, that revolution broke out, and the whole city of Georgetown, British Columbia, was burnt to the ground. Thousands of people. The very area where we lived was the worst area. Every home there, almost everybody lost their life. Thursday morning, God spoke to me and said, leave this country immediately. So I went down to the travel agency to see what it was going to cost. And they told me what it was. And they said, you have to have this money in here by 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. We had nothing. I'm serious. We had no money. I got back and one he said, you never believe what happened. Nobody's ever said that. The mail came in that day. We got a half the airfare to get to Trinidad that morning. A man in New York said that we'd met with the director of the New York Symphony. And in those days, Christians didn't work on Sunday. And he refused to work Sundays. And so the director of the symphony came to me and said, would you work next Sunday? Because the directors had some crisis camp. He said, you know my standard. And the guy said, and the Lord spoke to him and said, there's an ox in the ditch in British Guyana. That's a legal reason not to work on the Sabbath day. And so that man worked that day, and he got double time. It's way back in 1961, I think it was, somewhere along there. And the next morning, now remember, it took a letter 3 to 4 months to get from New York City by boat. The next morning, she gets another check. I take that half the money down to the guy and give it to him. He said, where's the rest of it? I said, my father's going to provide it. Amen. I'm serious. Yes. I went back home. She said, you'll never believe what happened. The same guy worked 2 consecutive Sundays, and it was just enough money for us to buy our airfare. We got out of there at 3 o'clock that afternoon, landed in Trinidad. Next morning, the revolution broke out. We've been living a supernatural lifestyle ever since we've been in the ministry. Yes. I remember when we started pastoring in Duluth, Minnesota in 1964. And I was praying early one Sunday morning, and the Lord spoke to me and said, I'm going to send to you a couple that are going to end up reaching hundreds of thousands of people around the world. And I thought, what in the world? You know, you have these dreams that they're almost like nightmares. You know, how in the world can somebody be sent to us we're going to send out that's going to touch thousands of people around the world? When it wasn't too long ago, John Lee Mortimer came to our church. Sent by God up there from Wisconsin. We had no idea who God was sending us. Raw material. She was a much greater preacher than John was. I'm serious. This woman was dynamic. John started out driving an old beat-up school bus, picking up kids. Wasn't long and he's working with our young people. Then they become the youth leaders. He became an elder over several years. Became an elder. The day come. But when they first came here, this guy had the audacity to say, one day I'm going to Peru. I thought, my God, he's the most... when you look on the exterior, and you see individuals that don't really have it all together yet. That's the way people see me. Man, that guy don't have it all together yet. I'm proud to be in that classification because we never get too old to to learn something, to hear somebody else's voice, to humble yourself and wash somebody else's feet. John was probably the most likely person that I'd ever met to become a missionary in Peru. I'm serious about that. But I'll never forget, we had a missionary come through, and this guy was into big boats and stuff, and I can't remember what country it was he wanted to go to. Down near Belize someplace. Remember that?
Roatan.
Pardon?
Roatan.
Yeah, Roatan. God said that's not the place. Oh, they wanted to go. And I think you're disappointed at the pastor because I wouldn't put my approval on it. And I'm sad I didn't, because a couple months later, I went down to Mexico to preach the missionary conference. And all of this, I'm telling you, has a reason for it, because I want you to know that the biggest sign that you have right now is raising up another generation. If you don't, you're terrible. You're going to stand before God and say, why didn't you do it? What if the generation is taking your place? And so I went to this conference, and I met some people down there and heard about a language school called Kingsway Language School. And I was actually on the board of that school at that time, and I come back and said, John, would you be willing to divert and go learn Spanish and go to Mexico for a while? So they said, Mexico, how many, 9 years? And how many churches established down there? You got any idea?
Over 200.
I mean,
Wow.
hundreds of churches have come out of that up in the mountains of Mexico. I'm serious, I've been down there with them and time and time again, but when they went to that school and they graduated, said, our destination is Peru. Never forget, we left Duluth pastoring in 1984, and at the same time they was making the transition. We came down to speak at that conference where we had 70 missionaries, if you remember, and one of them was from France, and that's where I got my introduction to France, and one was from Spain, and one was from another European country, Norway, I think it was. That couple from St. Louis. Was it Norway, I think? It was one of those countries. Anyway, so here they're getting ready to go to Peru, so they ended up coming back to Duluth, and we looked all over, we helped them look for a boat someplace, and finding a boat just 20 miles or 30 miles from Duluth, Minnesota. And they were going to sail this boat all the way across Lake Superior, down Lake Michigan, all the way down to South America. We were supposed to go with them on that trip. Juanita and I were supposed to take, I thank God we never went. Because I think these upside down, they're almost upside down Lake Superior more than these right up. I'm serious. It's a terrible trip. It took them like 3 years to finally get down there, something like that. They got 5 years. They got arrested in the way. They got arrested. What country was you arrested in? Dominican Republic, got arrested there. That's a story in itself. I mean, these are stories. It's history that I'll tell you that's so exciting I can hardly stand here. What God has done. And this goes on and on and on and on and on. I'm just thinking, John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son. But God so loved the world since then, and he's been giving his sons. Son Michael Cohen and his wife. God is still giving his sons. Giving up his sons. Are you willing to give up your sons? Are you willing to make sons? Are you willing to go through the process of discipling and then mentoring and then releasing and then passing your energy, giving your life up to help them become the next generation? That's what it's all about.
Amen.
God is so gracious. I remember many years ago, and I will never tell you the state that was in. God gave my wife and my 17 sons and daughters all at one time. They were rejects. They had been rejected from another denomination. Had no place to go. Nobody to love them. Nobody to care for them. They came home from their mission fields in despair, brokenhearted, rejected, failures. I remember one of these sons I was preaching in a church on a Sunday morning, and here come him and his wife and his 5 children walking in, his head down like this, and I recognized him sitting on the second pew. And I walked down, I started preaching, walked down to greet him, and when I took his hand, I began to prophesy over him. He said, I hadn't heard a word from this man for a year, probably 10, 12 years. I said, you came home in defeat. But I said, God is giving you a new pair of shoes, and you're going to run a race, and you're going to affect thousands and thousands and thousands, I said 3 times, of people in your state. A few months later, the man that was going to run on the Republican Party in this state died. So his son said, Dad, why don't you run for a congressman in this state? He said, well, I haven't even been through college. I don't know anything about politics. He said, don't you remember the prophecy of Paul Tucker that you're going to have a new pair of shoes and you're going to run the race and you're going to win it? Guess what he won?
Amen.
He served 2 terms in that state as congressman. They wanted to become a senator, but he decided not to. The point is this.
Yes.
That cost me something to embrace all these people. I lost a family member over it who turned against me and said, you betrayed us. You took somebody in that we said doesn't qualify any longer. I'll take just about anybody in.
Yeah.
Because God has given me eyes to see the potential of people that have been rejected all their life, abused and hurt and injured and wounded and left by the wayside. I remember God would send rejects to our church in Duluth that nobody else wanted. I remember a family came into our church one time that they had never learned to take a bath. I'm serious. And they'd come in and they'd sit in certain sections. All at once I'd see people moving over to different sections. And I noticed it myself a little bit, certain odors. And my wife knows exactly who I'm talking about. So we begin to get complaints from people. And the other said, Pastor Chuck, you've got to do something about this. I said, what do? Well, you got to tell them they got to go to the church. I said, I can't do that. God sent them here.
Yes.
God sent them here. But can you go talk to them? I said, you do it. I give you an assignment. That's an elder assignment. Well, so I went to President. God said, tell them to put Vicks up their nose when they come to church. But that's just one story. I had the privilege of preaching. That woman finally got married. She had a husband. I had the privilege of preaching his funeral. My wife and I, 14 years ago, had a neighbor, couple moved into our area next door to us. Before that, we had a man live there and his daughter and the meanest dog in the state of Minnesota. And I was going up to Pecanscom on the snowmobiles at that time, and I pulled a sled up there with survival equipment supposed to take care of me at 80 below zero. I had one of these sleeping bags that was supposed to keep you warm 80 below zero, and I just bought a brand new $300 pair of Canadian boots. And I had them sitting on the back porch of our house. I went out the next morning. It was in snow time, the winter time, snowing in the winter time. And I looked, and one of my boots was gone. So I saw these dog tracks. And went across our property, and I knew these headed to the neighbor's house. Well, they had this big dog they had on a chain that slept under the porch of their house. And so I got on my snowmobile. I was smart enough to get on my snowmobile and ride it over there. And I hollered, "Anybody home?" Finally, the daughter came out and said, "What's the problem?" I said, "Is your dad here?" So he'd been working all night, I think, or something. He comes up out barefoot, and I said, "Sir, I think your dog has my boot." Because I followed these tracks across here, and I think he's got my boot. Would you mind getting it? He said, "You get it." I said, "No, I'm not getting that boot." Now, this guy was not the nicest neighbor. But we tried to be kind to him, tried to be kind to his daughter. And so finally he gets out and he calls his dog. The dog comes out growling at me. And he looks at it and he said, "Well, the dog don't have the boot." I said, "Would you mind just crawling under there?" He pulls this boot out. The upper half of it was gone. I'll never forget. Now, I figured that this guy's going to say, "Oh, Paul, I'm so sorry. I'll tell you what, I'm going to buy a new pair of boots." He just hands his half boot to me. "Here's your boot." Waiting. I said, "Is there anything else you want to tell me?" "No." I thought, is this the time to lose my salvation? And I heard a voice I've never heard before. The Lord says, "Don't say anything." Now that's hard for me. So I stormed out of that place. I was angry. All I could think about is $300. That dog didn't even get a decent meal. I'm glad I kept my mouth shut. Because inside, I said, okay. I told him, I said, I know you think you have a nice dog, but I said, I've got grandchildren. And I said, that dog comes over and he barks at my grandkids, and I'm afraid he's going to. He said, "Well, I don't think he'd ever do anything like that." Well, I said, I see him in a little different light than you do. I said, "Would you please keep him tied up?" Well, he mumbled something. Finally, I left. So I have a shotgun hanging in my garage, and I pulled the shotgun out and put it on the porch. So I had in mind, if that dog ever comes across, I mark a line in the sand, he steps over, I'm going to shoot that dog. So here he comes. Got my shotgun, I get up the porch, and Red Amy, God said, "Wait a minute, that's my dog." "That's your dog? Don't you touch my dog." God, he ate my food. You can have a new pair of boots, you can buy a new pair of boots, but you can't kill my dog. I said, "Okay, Lord." In fact, he said, "I want you to start taking dog food over that dog." I'm serious.
What in it?
Lord, I can't figure him out sometimes. So I go to L&M, and I pick out the cheapest stuff I can find. God said, "No, I want you to get the best."
Good stuff.
My dog desires
The best.
the best. Things like this don't happen in China.
They eat the dog.
So I ended up buying about 3 bags of $30 a bag dog food for that hound. You know something? Something amazing happened. Buying that dog food did something for his master. The guy began to soften up. Next thing I know, he brings fish over to me. And before he left, we became friends. And now God had moved a new neighbor in there, and for the last 14 years we've been loving on this neighbor. 4 weeks ago, I was privileged to lead this man to the Lord. He died. They discovered he has lung cancer and liver cancer and colon cancer. And he's just like a little child. My wife and I stopped and prayed with him just before we left. I've been seeing him almost every day. Went to the hospital, ministered to him. And I'm discipling a 66-year-old man to become a missionary. One of the greatest thrills of my life, and he preached a great sermon to him. He told his doctor, first when he heard some bad news, he said, I don't want to know how sick I am. In fact, when his wife first called me, she didn't know who to call. She called me. I happened to be on the way home from a prayer meeting. She said, when are you going to be home, Paul? And I said, in a few minutes. She said, I've got some news for you. She met me outside the house, fell in my arms. She's 66. My wife knows about this.
You're back.
I began to talk to her, said, the main thing is to get your husband ready for heaven.
Yes. Amen.
And he first said she wanted to talk. She said, no, I don't want to talk to her. I don't want to talk to her. But when he went to the doctor the next day and found the news, he said, I'm ready to talk to Paul.
Yes.
He's just like a little child.
Mm-hmm.
Just like a little child. I hold him in my arms and read scripture to him and read scripture to him, prayed for him. I want to tell you something. There are so many desperate people out there. You're hopeless any place you go. He told his doctor. When he went to the doctor, and the doctor, he said, I don't want you to tell me any bad news. So he told most everything to his wife. But he said, you have some real problems. She said, you know something? I've got a man in my life that's just like Jesus coming into our house. That's what he said. I'm not boasting about that. But think of it. Probably you're the only Jesus in your neighborhood.
Come on.
Perhaps you're the only Jesus that anybody will ever see.
Yes.
I stand here, little things I wrote down. What if God sends you people just like our sister talking about that you don't want? We have to face the fact. We don't believe in homosexuality. We don't believe in lesbianism. We don't embrace those kind of things. But beloved, a massive portion of our nation now is full of these kind of people. Jesus evidently wants them. He died for it. We cannot choose the people that he sends to us.
That's right.
I know that most of the evangelical world only believes that Jesus focused on 12 men that became his disciples and his apostles. But I read in John chapter 3 and chapter 4 that Jesus made and baptized more disciples than John. How many disciples did John baptize? Multitudes came up. All from Judea and Galilee came down. I mean, he was a busy man. His ministry only lasted about 6 to 8 months. Think of the multitudes of disciples. Every one of the 12 disciples had to have been a disciple of John and followed from John's baptism. That's a requirement in Acts chapter 1 when they chose another apostle to replace Judas. It had to be one of John's disciples. So Jesus inherited 12 men that had already been discipled by John. And then he took them on to the next steps. But Jesus made and baptized maybe hundreds, probably hundreds in 3.5-year ministry. We only focus on the 12. The great need the desperate need right now, if you're a pastor, if you're anywhere over 40 years old, you need to start getting ready for the next generation. Now, I know the thinking, you're not going to need Social Security. You're not going to need retirement fund because Jesus is coming. My grandmother believed that. She died at age 103 years old. She believed it, staked her life on it. My dad and mother, they believe he's coming any second. We don't have to worry about old age retirement or anything. Bob knows what I'm talking about. Here I am, 83 years old. And I know God's going to supply our need according to His riches and glory. But I should be a wealthy man by now if I was wise. Well, this guy's a millionaire. Nobody knows it.
Maybe now.
Yes, he's already a millionaire, and we should be just like him. Right, Bob?
Yeah. Right, Bob?
I can't hear your head shake. No, the truth is we have to plan. We plan like, I don't know, did anybody hear what Dan
Yes.
said? Oh, anybody heard it? Say, hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Okay. God bless you, Dave. That was powerful.
Yes.
People weren't taught that in my generation. You don't plan anything because Jesus is coming. His trumpet's just about ready to sound. All we got to do is go to church and shout hallelujah, have good times together. Don't worry about the world. God's going to take care of them. God's going to send an angel over there to preach to them. How many know angels have never preached a sermon on the gospel of Jesus Christ? Not one. Now they can bring messages, but they don't have that right and privilege that we have to preach the gospel of Jesus. It's an honor. You are the most honorable group in this city right now. God has called you with an eternal calling to enabling you to have the possibility of changing a man from a doomed sinner into a saint. Isn't that tremendous?
Amen.
So we got a job to do. Amen?
Yes.
And we have to be here to serve one another. That's what this fellowship's all about. It's not a big shot, but I can spell that different ways. There's not a big shot any place in this organization, in this structure. We're all equals among equals. Your ministry is just as great as, excuse me, Pastor Dave, as Pastor Dave. Your calling, your special areas of giftings, your strategy, your talents, your abilities, your potentials, they're dynamic. Patsy's got everything you need available to you, as long as you're willing to listen, not be too proud to hear from other people, to receive from other people, to give what you have, give it away as quick as you get it. That's where you get more. Don't be stingy. Don't be afraid somebody's going to become greater than you are. Every one of your disciples should be greater than its master. I want my genetic sons and daughters to be greater in the kingdom of God than I am. You see, Jesus said, there's a dimension. John was the greatest of all the prophets, but it said, he that is the littlest in the kingdom of God is greater than him. What is the truth is, we want to produce greater people. That's what should come out of our life. I'm asking for a commitment this morning for people that will say, yes, I'm going to give the rest of my life, not being picky, choosy. I'll take any stray that God brings my way. And the Father saw the prodigal coming. He wasn't the same as he left. He was an absolute mess. But he treated him with the best. You ever feel like some people don't deserve your best? No, give your best to the one that needs it the most. You hear me? Give your best to one that needs it the most. God bless you, Jeremy. You won't be taking an offering or anything? We go through right if you don't take an offering. That makes what are you supposed to or not?
Yeah, let's do it.
That's have you leading in the Spirit.
Okay.
Did plan on it.
All right.
Maybe the plan wasn't leading the Spirit. What do I do then?
Ask Dave.
God bless you. Thank you for your giving.
I don't know. Do we have anything recorded at all?
I got a little bit here. You don't. Dave wanted to know.
Yeah, they won't.